The House Theater of Chicago showcases talented actors with their latest play, Rose in the Rime. Here to talk about the production are artistic director of the House Theater in Chicago, Nathan Allen, and the actress who portrays Rose in Rose in the Rime, Paige Collins. Welcome to Community Connection.
Thanks for having us.
I love that this play, here we're taping in the middle of February, and this play talks about the horrors of winter. Now, you're one of the creators of the play. Tell us a little bit about the back history.
Well, the house has been making together as a company for 13 years almost now. And so over time and working with the same people over and over, and it's sort of like a family, and we've found that our work has some repetition in it, or there's some ideas and symbols that we keep coming back to. And so Rose in the Rime was an effort to sort of distill all of that stuff into a really simple fairy tale that is sort of right to the heart of the kind of work that we make together. And setting it in a sort of ever winter, or this village trapped in winter, I think is definitely a product of being a bunch of Midwestern kids who are trying to escape and tell a story about a hero that's trying to save their village from some curse.
Paige, you play Rose. Tell us a little bit about her character.
Rose is extremely happy and content in her life in Radio Falls, and ever curious, so that when something happens to make her think that maybe this isn't my only, maybe there's something else out there for me, she's feels like she's called upon. She feels a call to adventure, I think, is what we say.
And as a family-friendly show, you have a lot of kids in the audience.
We do.
And,
yes.
And there are times in the show that you actually direct a question to them, or kind of look for some affirmation.
Yeah, we acknowledge that the audience is in the room with us. So if many times it happens, children feel the need to say something, we acknowledge that happens.
Or adults.
Yeah, adults. It's true, both.
don't look behind that door, or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
It is, so,
They'll shout out warnings during the show.
Right.
Now, this is not the first time the House Theater has staged Rose in the Rime. You presented it. What's different about this production than the 2009 show?
Well, we think of the projects that come out of the company really as ever in process, and they learn and grow as we learn and grow. So the last time we did this show was in January of 2009, right when the economy was changing, and for a lot of small and middle-sized not-for-profits, it was a really sort of dangerous, fearful period. And I think the last time we did this was maybe the last gasp of sort of naive optimism for a lot of us. But since then, we've survived our first winter, or first metaphorical winter as a company, and as adults. Many of us have been married. I've had 2 kids in that time, and so there's been a lot of learning and growing that we're able to sort of look back at this project and give that sort of learning and experience back to it, and see how we know more about winter now than we did when we were younger, I think. So revisiting it is a part of our own growing and learning, and hopefully lends some deeper sophistication to the story.
Well, what would the lesson be that would be a takeaway from being in the audience?
From being in the audience and watching the show, I feel like it's a really good play for little girls to see about growing up. You see Rose go from being a child to an adult and a young mother. There's a lot of themes about greed, but the show ends really hopeful. So it's just a really nice little fairy tale, I think, to watch.
And how neat that you created this or conceived this idea long before you had children, and it's still teaching a lesson.
Well, I think I was Rose when we did it the first time, in a way, and now I feel like Uncle Roger a little bit, where as, like I said, as the artists grow and as our company becomes more mature, then the work itself becomes more mature too. And doing fairy tales gives us a place to sort of express that learning and growing alongside our audience. And I think the audience are the people who follow the house really like it.
Well, we wish you a successful run. After this, you go to Miami, so we want to direct people to thehousetheater.com for more information, tickets, and dates. Thank you both for being with us
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you.